Hey Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over that bit of a pullback on the Bitcoin chart. We did suggest that that was likely, and that as long as we held above 28,500, that probably we were going to be in good shape. Now, if we just jump straight to the chart here, we can see that on the 1 hour, we are just going sideways for multiple 1 hour candles. We did just complete a liquidity grab to where we pushed up from. We didn't really fill the full fair value gap. So do we have another pullback? I'm not sure. Maybe, but currently we are above the momentum pool on the 1 hour, which is incredibly thin. In fact, the pool is actually just one line. It's 30,000. $655, and I've never actually seen that before, but currently that's what it is. And that also corresponds to the Bollinger Band's midline on the 1 hour. So, the volatility pivot is giving us a little bit more of a buffer at 30,638, but that could pull up with price action. So again, guys, just as long as we're above that critical threshold of 30,655, then I would have a bias to the upside. Should we come back to that level or just to bounce off the pivot, then I would just say that's permission to long. Now, if we break underneath the pivot, underneath 30,638, then I would suggest that there is the possibility that we could turn this 9, this 21, and this 4 EMA around on the hourly, and that could end up just sending us down to check out this liquidity somewhere around 30,550. We could retest the neutral point to control somewhere around 30,420, maybe just get a double bottom and then go. Or, of course, we could get this, this fair value gap that was left on the table over here over at 30,000, let's say 250-ish, 230-ish. And on the hourly, that would pretty good, guys. So just pay attention to whether or not we can hold 30,655 on a confirmed basis. Maybe a couple candles or at least a solid candle above there, or if we end up breaking back down below the pool underneath 30,655, and then especially under 30,638, that would just have volatility as a headwind, which could just pull us down in the charts again. But so far, we're just hanging out here, and the way that these EMAs are curved on the hourly, I do give this a fair shot at popping up, perhaps even to the bullish control zone somewhere at 30,857. But again, it's just very borderline on the 1 hour, so that's going to have to play out through the day. Guys, let's go ahead and jump to a bit of a beefier time frame. Let's go over to the 6 hour here. And on the 6 hour, you can see that we have essentially re-entered a momentum pool. And so, you know what I say about that? Why not take a chance when you re-enter a momentum pool? So let's say that, we had our momentum up here, fine. We had a shift of momentum to the downside, fine. But we had another shift of momentum to the upside. So that means that our momentum is currently headed to the upside. Okay, we had this wick down, and now our momentum is headed to the upside on the 6 hour as we've entered this momentum pool, which currently, an hour and a half basically into this 6 hour candle is pushing up. And so there is a high likelihood that we could come up and test the top of that pool around 31,129, 31,167. And if we flip the volatility pivot at 31,280, then I would say that this chart is just incredibly bullish. But most likely, we tag that area and then we get a rejection. Maybe we have to try again. We'll find out, okay, guys? But there's a chance that you can take off the bottom of this momentum pool when you have a momentum shift and you've held the hold line and you're pushing up, okay? If you open the hourly to the downside, then that's permission to short, right? Because you're underneath the volatility pivot, underneath the pool. But inside of the pool, it doesn't always work out, but you usually have enough time to get out of your position. There's 6-hour candles, and you can see for an hour and a half, you've had time to make your decision. There's another 4.5 hours. You can see how does this candle close. Of course, you don't have the super clean entry here, but we are still pretty low on that chart. And so if we do have a pullback to 30,602 and it does continue to just hold that area, then we're above the 9, we're above the 21, we're above the Bollinger Band's midline, we're above the bullish control zone, we're above the neutral point of control, and it just looks okay. Additionally, our price just got above the 4 EMA, so I do think that just like right here, okay, guys, just like right here, there is a chance, okay, this is the exact same setup. There is a chance that this thing could just squeeze, okay? So, you know, we can have a little bit of play in the charts, but I don't want to be overly bearish right now. Just because we have pullbacks, it doesn't mean that, we've stopped pushing to the upside. And so I just want to suggest that this setup right here, with its change of momentum at the bottom right here, re-entering the pool, very similar to this one. Okay, and now this one had an overhead limitation, and maybe this one has an overhead limitation too. We don't know yet, right? But anyway, it could have been worth the chance. It could still be worth the chance, depending on when you watch this video. Of course, if we lose 30,602, then that's permission to start a short, and then you can see if we get underneath this previous wick low here under 30,273, then probably that's going to continue to the downside. And I think if we just, zoom out here, we can see that we are getting a bit overheated on some of these indications. And so, yes, we could have another couple thrusts to the upside, but, this stuff usually needs to cool down just a little bit more. We'll find out. We'll find out. But you can see that this red signal started over here and we continue to push up. So don't count this out. Don't say that this is going to just drop us in the charts. Sometimes in a very bullish trend, these type of signals can just be confused because they think you're oversold, but in fact, people just want to keep buying, right? So you have to be open-minded to those bullish plays and not try to overshort in essentially a bull run. Okay, you want to be shorting in a bull run. You want to be shorting in a bear market, right? You want to be longing in a bull run. And so we know our line in the sand on the 6-hour. Now we have been having this pullback ever since our volatility got overheated somewhere around here. That resulted in a push because we hadn't broken the threshold for the breakdown yet. But once we broke the threshold for the change in volatility, then we did start to contract, and we are still currently contracting. Now there's a chance that we could have a volatility flip coming soon, but just it's not confirmed right now. So again, I'm going to be very open-minded about what's happening right here, just because we could have a volatility flip. The one thing that we do have going against us is that our Stokes is currently pointed to the downside, so no reason to be over bullish either. Guys, let's go ahead and just jump to the daily chart over here. And on the daily chart, we can see that we did, in fact, push to the top of the current momentum pool for the day. And we're just kind of hanging out there. We haven't captured the top of it. We haven't we're not sitting on top of 30,708. If we did that at the end of the day, get above 30,708, then we would be above the volatility pivot, above the momentum pool, and that would suggest a much stronger likelihood that we're going to have continuation to the upside, maybe to this 800 SMA over here, somewhere around 33,000, okay, 32 to 33,000, which is the target that I was promising you maybe 3 months ago or so, okay, that's the area that I was really looking at. But I could only really solidly say 30,000, but I was looking at 32 to 33,000, and there's the potential we could even get significantly higher than that. It's just I want to take it one step at a time. Now, guys, if we do close under 30,708, then there's a chance that we could just fall back down here, maybe to the volatility pivot somewhere around 29,600-ish. That could end up being a squeeze that pulls us back maybe a little bit even further to the other side of the pool, as there is this higher statistical likelihood when you re-enter the pool that you go to the other side, regardless of which side you enter it on. And so, after this kind of a mid area here, I would suggest, which is around that 29,595, then I would suggest maybe as low as 28,537. Of course, this will shift with the next day, but approximately we could say that. And so that's why I can say we're pretty safe above that 28,500, just chilling out in the daily momentum pool. Nothing big going on there, and we're still going to be above the neutral point of control here, above 27,386, which does give bulls a bit of an advantage, and that's coming off of this 800 EMA, which is the granddaddy of the EMAs, just acting as support for us. And so on the daily, we did have a 200, or we do have a 200, 800 squeeze to the upside, guys. And this could be a quite powerful squeeze. No one's going to talk about that except for me. And, it's just a very rare thing for people to even be looking at the 800 EMA. But we're catching, and we did catch that, 200 and 800 squeeze there. Now, guys, we did have a little bit of a fake out right here where we suggested, yeah, maybe we could have dropped down to 23 as just part of a fake out before this thing went. And of course, nobody's perfect. You can't be 100% in crypto. And we ended up just capturing that little baby liquidity right over here. We never came back down and captured any of this liquidity. We held our support at 25.3 really bullishly. And so, we kind of broke out of this era of Bitcoin, retested this one, and are popping up. If we continue to pop up, that's just going to be a very, very bullish look. In fact, we're going to have a macro cup and handle here. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. We're going to have a macro cup and handle here, which, let me get out of log scale just so I don't distort the chart too much there. And the measured move on that, let's go to 25, 25. No, let's hold it up here actually. Just the midline here. Let's be very conservative. Yeah, just something like that. Let's draw this line, not to the absolute bottom. Let's just draw it to, something reasonable, just kind of the middle area there. Pull it up, and then that could suggest 42,000. Okay, guys. So you heard it here first. I'm thinking that $42,000 is on the table, and I am updating the patterns that I'm using. We're no longer in the falling wedge. We're now talking about a potential confirmed. Okay, if we hold this area, we're going to be talking about a potentially confirmed massive cup and handle that could take us to $42,000. All right, guys. And so this is what I'm going to be looking out for from now on. Now, does that mean that that's going to happen right away? No. Does it have to play out? Absolutely not. Anything could happen in these markets. So, not financial advice. But hey, so far we've done pretty good. And can there be fake outs? Yeah, there can be fake outs, as we know from down here. But the fact that we held this structure so beautifully, I can't not be bullish, guys. And my eyes, my senses, my intuition, my just knowledge of the market is starting to point me firmly at 42, and I've stopped just thinking about 32 to 33. I'm looking forward to potentially 42, guys. Okay, so I hope you're watching this episode and just don't be overly bearish. Okay, don't be overly bearish. Yes, if we break back down under the neckline, right, of this cup and handle somewhere around that 29.5 and just get embedded down there, okay, especially if we break the low of the handle here, then obviously that's going to be a shift in a trend or something. Okay, it's going to break this pattern. But as long as we're just kind of like forming the other side of this handle on this cup and handle, then we've got a measured move to 42,000, guys. Okay, just putting it out there. Okay, let's go ahead and close the daily. I think I gave you all the levels for the daily. I get kind of excited there, but if not, just I'll mention that the oh yeah, I did. Yeah, the pivots at 29,595. What we really want to hold, okay? What we really want to hold, and of course, I'm going to look for continuation to the upside above 30,708. And bears don't get into control until under 24,000, and pretty safe until 27,386. Strongly prefer above 28,500 to be really safe, and then we are just golden above 29,595. Okay, guys, gonna jump over to the 5-day, and on the 5-day, we can see that. Wow, this is a lot of sloppy scribbling. Sorry about that. You can see that on the 5-day, we actually do have, uh, just a dramatic push up into the bullish control zone, which, you know, that's always a good thing. So our bullish control zone just happens to be at the neckline of that giant macro cup and handle, which in my mind, if we hold that 29,975, that 30,000 that we are talking about, basically confirming this on the 5-day. So I would love to see the 5-day close in 4.5 hours above $30,000. It's just going to be beautiful for this chart. And let's just say that we do something kind of like this, and then we end up pushing up somehow. We could always come back down, and test that neckline again, or maybe we bump our head on the 200 SMA here, somewhere around 34, right? Like 33 to $35,000. Grab this liquidity over here, have a pullback to 30,000, and then we go again, right? To that kind of 42,000, where there is liquidity up here at 43.7. Okay, and so this is what I'd be looking to, just based upon this 5-day chart here. Guys, the momentum pool does top at 27,500. So again, we're just forming the handle over here. If we did just do a quick pullback to 26.5 and, over the next 5-day period got us above that 30,000, that'd be okay as well. Just a little bit of a kind of like shake them out before we actually go. But in reality, I'm looking to hold above that 30,000. Guys, let's go ahead and jump over to the week. The week is going to be super important, and you can see that the volatility pivot for the week is at 28,975. That'll be closing in another day. So the other time frames are closing today, but the week has another day to go for Sunday, and we can drop to a 28,975 without any serious repercussions. 27,905, no problem, not really. We're just going to hold up on this chart along this 189 EMA over here, and basically 28,000 is our new 27,000, okay? Nothing really broken underneath there, but we'd prefer to be above 30,000 just consistently. Where did I say that we were going to bump our heads, Alpha Fam? On the 89 SMA on the weekly. Boom, we hit our head directly on that EMA. That's where we're finding our resistance. And so do we have a little bit of chop and kind of a fake out over the next week or so? Who knows? Maybe just the weekend, maybe we just go. But we are just finding a little bit of our resistance in that area on that EMA. just like we mentioned about a week or so ago. Then finally, guys, let's just jump over to the monthly just to get an idea of what we're looking at on the monthly again. And on the monthly here, you can see that, we're doing a good job as long as we're above 27,790. Top of the pool there is 27,223. Had you longed off of the top of the monthly chart, which was 27,223, you'd be in excellent shape. And if this thing continues to go, you'd be in beautiful shape. So the monthly pivot is down at 1775. Yeah, if we fail, we could check back to there if we lose this handle on this macro cup and handle here. But, ooh, yeah, look at this. The measured move does line up with our 3-month volatility pivot. We are closing the 3-month chart at the end of this month. And so if we end up exploring the volatility pivot on the 3-month in that 42 to 46 area, then, yeah, I mean, this is just an extra layer of confluence, and then maybe we get knocked back down. Maybe we even double check our lows, and then maybe later on we come up to that 56 on the 6-month, and then maybe we play into some yearly pivot or something. But this is what I'm looking at on the macro. I think I'm going to end it there. We do have this liquidity up here. We do have this liquidity here on the monthly. And, all this stuff down here looks pretty good. We have a little bit of liquidity down here at that, kind of 12,000 on the monthly. And so, yeah, I mean, we could do something where we do flash down to the bearish control zone here on the monthly. And, the perma bears will definitely get their play. Maybe we get some bullish divergence, and that's how we get here. But right now I'm biased to the upside. And then when we come back, then we can talk about, what's going on down here, in my opinion. Okay, I could be wrong, but there's your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.